This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrump's optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. This segment of the news is brought to you by Silver State Health, bringing quality medical and psychiatric care to Pahrump. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Well, happy Monday, Pearl Harbor Day. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
It is December 7th. I'm Missy Kohler. Thank you for tuning in to News 25.
Well, Nye County search and rescue teams jumped into action to save 2 hikers stranded on Shadow Mountain.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office says 2 adult hikers became stranded on Shadow Mountain Sunday after a portion of the path collapsed behind them. The Sheriff's Office Southern Search and Rescue Team worked throughout the night to rescue the hikers without success, but they got some assistance Monday morning from a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department helicopter. That helicopter was ultimately able to rescue the 2 hikers who were uninjured and declined medical attention. The Sheriff's Office thanks both Search and Rescue and the LVMPD for their assistance in the rescue operation.
There has been 1 confirmed new death related to COVID-19 reported over the weekend, a resident of Pahrump. There are 73 new COVID-19 positive cases reported and confirmed since this weekend, with 58 in Pahrump and 12 in Amargosa Valley, and 1 new case each in Beatty and Tonopah and Manhattan. Overall, there has been 1,487 confirmed cases of COVID-19 positives countywide since the first reported case in March. Serenity Health has drive-up testing tonight, 7 to 9 p.m., Wednesday and Friday, 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. in the Calvada Eye at 2280 East Calvada Boulevard.
And the Nye County Sheriff's Office is reporting a high-speed pursuit that took place this afternoon on northbound Blagg Road from Wilson, Mesquite, near Rosemary Clark Middle School. Speeds were approaching 90 miles per hour. A felony stop was conducted, and 2 people were taken into custody.
Well, Friday, Governor Steve Sisolak announced the appointment of Bruce Jabbour to the Nye County Commission, District 1. Jabbour takes the seat previously held by Commissioner-elect Richard Gardner, who passed away on October 26th. And we'll be back with more News 25 just after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Southwest Medical, part of Optum Care, now offering same-day adult health care appointments. Call 775-727-6400 today. This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 10,054, open to our veterans and our community. Stop by or give them a call.
Well, the first doses of COVID vaccine roll out across the United Kingdom this week, and U.S. trade deficit grew in October. Mortgage rates dropped to another record low.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the first doses of the brand new COVID vaccine from Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech roll out across the UK this week. The vaccine proved to be 95% effective in preventing coronavirus in older adults with no serious safety concerns. 1.5 million people have died from COVID worldwide. Closer to home, the U.S. government reports the trade deficit grew wider during October by 1.7%, with the trade gap at $63.1 billion. Trade activity is down sharply during the pandemic. Factory orders rose 1% in October. That makes it the 6th gain in a row. Mortgage rates rolled down to another record low for the 14th time. The 30-year fixed, 2.71%. The 15-year, 2.26%.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue will resume issuing new burn permits in a new fashion. Residents seeking a new burn permit will need to go to the Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue website, pahrumpnv.org, to fill out an application. This is for a form for burn permits.
Well, it was out with the old and in with the new this morning in Pahrump as the town erects a new welcome sign at each entry to our community. TERS representatives and county officials are thrilled to finally see the signs going up.
It's been quite a project. They were designed by our PR firm Brain Trust Marketing and Communications and approved by the Nye County Board of County Commissioners, and then we happened upon COVID. So COVID made us have quite a delay, but we did manage to accomplish the project because the commissioners were excited to have a entryway beautification project. It's good for morale, it's good for the community, and it's good for the visitors that come here that we have community pride.
I mean, this is people's first impression when they come into Pahrump, and so I don't think the previous sign reflected our great community, and so I'm glad that we're getting it changed up. I mean, the way I compare it is to a welcome mat. You know, if you had a frayed and tattered welcome mat on your door, it wouldn't be very inviting to go into that home, and so I'm just really excited to have this new sign.
I think the signs look great compared to the old ones who've been here for, I don't know, over 10 years. We've talked about this for a couple of years, and it's a great way to use room tax. We use room tax for a variety of things. Obviously, you can't use it to build buildings or anything like that, but room tax is used to promote tourism because the tourists pay it. So therefore, the more tourists we get, the more room tax we get, and the more things such as this we can do.
There are 8 signs total, 4 welcome and 4 thank you for visiting. The north end of 160, the south end of 160 that we stand at now. And then we have signs on Bella Vista on the way to Death Valley National Park. And we also have signs south 372 if you enter through Shoshone.
In addition to the 3D treatment, the signs have a reflective tape applied to them to make them more visible at night.
We'll be back with more News 25.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by Canyon Ridge Periodontics. Give them a call at 702-966-0302.
Welcome back. Well, this past weekend, a bit of Hollywood glitz and glamour came to Pahrump with the Fame Awards. News 25 spoke with the show's executive producer, Al Bowman, on the red carpet about how the awards came to be in Pahrump.
Well, this was my 30th year of producing red carpet events. Most of it was spent in Hollywood, Los Angeles, 5 years in Vegas, and one postponement after another due to government edicts, demands, orders. And, you know, again, we don't go to a court of edicts when we get in trouble. We go to a court of law. And so I kept looking, going, was there any law that would prohibit me from producing this show in a different fashion so we can get it done? And no, there wasn't. But I needed a venue who was brave enough to work within the parameters of all these COVID restrictions, and we pulled it off. We split the program into 3 parts. Thanks, Sully. She's our stage mom. She's doing a great job. We split the show into 3 parts. So the first part was for the Sheriff's Department and the local community service, public service awards, and then the second show was going to be for the Las Vegas Fame Awards, and we got some big Las Vegas celebrities coming in for that. All 3 shows are full. And then the third show is the Hollywood Fame Awards, and that's where we got the movie industry, and we're playing big movie trailers, and we've got, we're honoring the movie Wishman. Frank Shankwitz is here, the founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we're going to do a beautiful presentation of multiple film awards. Well, we did bring a lot of visitors. Over 200 came in, so we filled the whole hotel. There's not a room available.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hey, I wonder what the weather's going to look like today. The weather? Well, let me tell you what it's going to look like today, guy in the RV. Oh, wouldn't that just blow your mind if this was actually real? You're hanging out in the desert and I come creeping over the hill. Oh, geez. Hey, look at these clouds. This is the view from our weather cam outside the studio. We're going to have some most amazing sunrises and sunsets this week in Pahrump with all these clouds hanging around. Not a lot of rain to look forward to, but we'll tell you all about that and everything later when it's time. Come on back.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Here's your December 7th Pearl Harbor Day weather report. Not a lot to say other than let's have some good thoughts for our veterans, and thanks everybody for all your service. Up in Fernley today, 48 degrees was your high, 15 was your low. Fallon, it's 48 degrees, your high mark, 9 degrees for low. So you're getting precocious up there with those low temperatures, Fallon. Ooh, Carson City, 48 degrees was as good as it got. And 18 degrees will be what your happy reward is towards this morning. Tonopah, 50 degrees for a high, 16 for a low. In Goldfield, you're all the way up to 51. Good on you. And 18 degrees for a low tonight. Beatty, sweater weather, 67 degrees. Maybe even sweatshirt. I don't know, 36 for a low tonight. Out in Amargosa, 71 degrees. It's 40 degrees is your low mark heading into the evening. And in Las Vegas, much the same, 71 for a high, 41 for a low. Death Valley, not even that much better, 78 for a high. 51 for a low, and here in the paradise of Pahrump, 61 degrees is our current temperature. It's off the mark from 68 earlier in the day. It was just lovely. Winds out of the west-southwest to 8 miles per hour. A little bit of humidity. Clouds this morning were just gorgeous when the sun came up at 6:42 a.m. Just lit up in just pinks and blues, and looking much the same as the sunset this evening at 4:28. And we watched it go and went bye. Low tonight, 39 degrees. Might be a good night for a fire here. Winds out of the east-northeast to 6 miles per hour, and those clouds are going to be staying with us all week. Humidity at 18.
Thanks, John. Well, we did have some technical difficulty with our top story tonight, so we're going to be giving that to you right now. One woman was killed and 2 children seriously hurt in a rollover crash Sunday night here in Pahrump. One female was confirmed deceased on scene, and 2 small children transported via Mercy Air to a Las Vegas trauma center following a tragic single-vehicle rollover crash on Vicky Ann and Cash Street on Sunday night. Medics with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were on scene along with the Nye County Sheriff's Office, deputies, and auxiliary units. News 25 has learned that one of the children inside the car was celebrating his birthday at the time of the crash. The vehicle reportedly veered off the roadway, went through 2 fences and a total of 4 pine trees. As the vehicle overturned, it also took out an awning attached to a building in a yard, finally resting on its roof in the neighbor's yard. We spoke to Fire Chief Scott Lewis about the accident.
While crews were responding, we were notified that at least 2 children were involved in the accident, and it was possibly entrapment. The assignment was upgraded to a rescue, adding an additional medic unit and placing at least 2 medical helicopters on standby. Crews arrived on location and found that the 2 small children were removed from the vehicle by bystanders. However, the driver was mechanically entrapped in the overturned vehicle into a tree. Crews commenced a extrication of the entrapped driver. At one point, it was determined that the driver did not survive the injuries, and the rescue was suspended, and an investigation was commenced by NHP and the Nye County Sheriff's Office.
A witness by the name of Tim Wilmeth was next door outside when the accident occurred.
I was standing up there in the yard, and I saw a blue car, basically a blue streak, come flying down Vicky Ann going south. She was moving, 70, 80 miles an hour. She lost it right here. She came through my fence, took out 2 of my pine trees, took out my neighbor's big pine tree, and then took out another tree where the car landed on its roof. And I was running over here to see what was going on, and I heard the kids crying. And of course I sent chills down my spine, so I ran over there and immediately got down on my back and slithered into the car. I got the little girl loose and got her out and handed her off to somebody. I don't know who he was. I think he lives up here. Mm-hmm. And then I crawled in further because I couldn't see the little boy. There was a bunch of groceries and things all over. So I pulled that out of the way, and I saw the little boy, and he was upside down. The little girl had blood coming out of her mouth, and I got her out. Then I got him loose and got him out, but then he wouldn't let go of me. He grabbed a hold of me, and so I had to come out of the car with him, and they took him in an ambulance.
Nevada Highway Patrol is conducting the investigation into this fatal accident. And our hearts and prayers go out to the family. That's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. Good night.
Good night.